Hey guys, it's Liv. Today's video is going to be a chatty get ready with me video. I haven't worn makeup since I was in Melbourne. It's been ages. I did wear like really light makeup the day that I filmed my Melbourne haul. I haven't really been feeling like myself lately, so I haven't really been wearing makeup and going out and doing things. I've just been hanging out at home. I actually had a really bad panic attack last week. I'm not going to go into details, but I had a really bad panic attack last week and I've just been feeling a little bit off. I'm feeling a lot better now. But you know, I don't know if any of you guys suffer from anxiety and stuff, but after I have a panic attack, I've only had a few in my life, and I haven't had one for a very long time, but after I have a panic attack for the next week or so, I'm kind of like coming right. I don't know if that's normal. Let me know if you guys suffer from anxiety, but it takes me a while to sort of like get back to normal me, and I'm starting to feel like normal me, so I thought I would film because I wasn't going to film when I felt like absolute crap. So I'm feeling better, so I thought I would film for you guys. The main reason why I'm excited is because I have this big bag of goodies from Sephora, plus I have I think one or two things that I can use from Mecca, and I thought that we would just use those and try them out together. I just thought I'd let you guys know here in case you don't watch the vlogs, but I wanted to let you know that I'm going to be doing weekly live, which is going to be somewhat of a weekly series. It may sometimes be fortnightly when school gets crazy, but I'm going to try my hardest to do weekly vlogs. I'm going to start off with the Hangover primer spray. I used this once while I was in Australia and I like it, but I don't think I would like it as a setting spray because it is quite like... It is quite spitty, so I don't think it would work that great as a finishing spray, but I used to love the primer water from Smashbox, so do you see what I mean? Like that was so really like abrupt and scary, so I think I'm probably just going to use it as a primer spray or even as a spray when I'm not wearing makeup, because holy crap, that is refreshing. By the way, if you guys haven't seen my Melbourne haul, I will leave it linked off down below, but the first thing I'm going to use is this foundation, which I know it's really lightweight, so I don't know whether to use it with a sponge or a brush, but I wet my sponge anyway. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation in the shade Fair Beige, which I believe is the third shade in the range, which I'm very shocked to say that I think it's my shade. Looks pretty good to me. I did swatch like 3 or 4 of them, but the lightest one was way too light, which is a great compliment to the tan that I have accumulated this year. Last year, this year, both. I have not even opened this bottle yet, so this is like the first time, the crowning moment. Just going to, I don't normally apply for, too scared that it's going to squirt everywhere. I don't normally apply foundations directly to my face, but because I'm using a beauty blender, I thought I may as well. Yeah, this is definitely my shade. Woohoo! It feels good to not be the lightest shade for once in my life. I think this is just a really good colour range, to be honest, because this is still pretty dang light. Now that I've got little droplets all over my face, I am going to use a beauty blender. Hopefully it doesn't suck up too much coverage. It's sucking up coverage. I know this is supposed to be like a medium coverage foundation, so I'm not expecting it to be like full or anything. Yeah, no, I'm not using this, I'm using a brush. I think it just might be a little bit too liquidy. Yeah, that looks better, way better. A little bit too liquidy to use with a beauty blender. Yeah, that coverage is much nicer. I think it will be good to use with a beauty blender if I want like super natural makeup, but seeing as I'm going to be like doing, not dramatic eyeshadow, but I'm going to be doing like some eyeshadow, I don't want it to be too natural. So that's one layer. I think that the finish itself is stunning. Like I really like the way that that looks on the face, and to be honest I probably use the equivalent of maybe like 1 pump. I think this side definitely, I'd be happy with this coverage, but this side is like a little bit less covered because I used the beauty blender. I'm just going to build up the coverage a little bit, but I think on an everyday basis I'd probably wear it like this. This is probably the most perfect colour match I've ever had in my life. Because normally like I buy all of my foundations in the lightest shade and then I just bronze up, but this is like perfect. I think it will be slightly too dark in the winter time, but I just thought if I really like this foundation I can order it, because I know that the Tarte website ships internationally. So this foundation gets a thumbs up from me. I really like it. It looks pretty much undetectable. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to show you my nose. Oh my god! My nose is so congested, so it's not the foundation's fault, but it looks beautiful on my face. I definitely need an exfoliate. Holy crap, I'm doing a mask tonight, no doubt about it. I've just put the Colourpop No Filter Concealer. This is the shade Fair 5. This is a lighter shade. And as you can see, it like oxidizes on the top layer, but then when you blend it, I don't know if you guys can see, but it gets lighter. It is so strange. The concealer itself doesn't oxidize, it's only like the top layer when you apply it from the tube. But I'm just putting a little bit on today because, like I said, I don't want anything too crazy, but I still want to look put together. I'm going to put a little bit of my Hourglass lip oil on because I have eternally chapped lips. You guys can see that they're like, they're not bleeding, but like they are always chapped, and there's always skin like coming off of my lips. It's like the one part of my skin that I cannot fix. No matter how much water I drink, no matter like anything, my lips are always dry. If you guys have a solution for me, please let me know. I didn't buy a new face powder, so I'm just going to use my old duo, which is the NARS Translucent Crystal Light Reflecting Powder, and then the NYX No Filter Powder. And this is running out. Cool, I should have totally repurchased it while I was overseas. I was actually really annoyed because I was doing some research online and it said that there was a NARS counter in duty free, but there wasn't, so I was pretty peeved to find out that there was no NARS because I wanted to buy the soft to cover it, whatever it's called, the concealer in a pot. I wanted to buy that in customs because I didn't, sorry, in duty free, because I didn't have my colour at Mecca Maxima, so I was a little bit annoyed, but it's okay, I'll just buy it from New Zealand or something. It would have been like $5 to $10 cheaper, so I was kind of excited, but whatever. It is what it is. I actually didn't buy that much makeup, all things considered. The fact that I'm supposed to be like a beauty person, I didn't actually buy that much, and I'm very proud. I bought lots of skincare more than anything, but I am going to go ahead and do my brows. I'm just going to use the Chi Chi brow pomade in the shade Soft Brown because I also recently ran out of my Benefit brow pencil, which only lasted me like 4 months, but I guess I used it pretty much every day, so it's not terrible, but I hate running out of brow products, so I'm probably just going to use my pomade for a wee while because they just last forever. So I'm just going to do my brows really quick off camera and then I'll be back. I don't know if you guys could see in the clips, and I probably wouldn't put it in even if you could, but my eyebrows are so dry. I was legit having like face dandruff coming from my eyebrows. It was so gross. I really need to do a face mask, or like 2 face masks. I need to do one to like exfoliate my nose and my face, and I need one to like put the moisture back in because that was so gross. Ugh. I'm just using the Benefit 24-hour brow setter just to set down my eyebrows. This is probably my second favourite brow gel if I had to choose that I've ever used. The Anastasia one is just a little bit better, and I prefer the brush. Like, this brush isn't bad, but it's just weird. I like it, but I definitely prefer the Anastasia. I'm just going to pop on some Revitalash just because I haven't been using it lately and I want to keep up with my results. And then I'm going to just go back to the face so that I can let this sort of like dry into my lash line, and I don't want to move it around because I don't really want hairs sprouting from my crease or anything. So this is the part of the video that I am the most excited about other than the foundation, and it is my Tarte. This is the part of the video that I am the most excited about other than the foundation, and it's actually another Tarte product, which is just coincidental, and it's the Tarte Blush Bazaar. My friend Emily, if you watched the vlog, you would have heard me say that she raved about this, so then when I saw it on 30% off, I had to buy it. And basically it is a massive palette full of different face products. It's pretty much just blushes, but then there are also 2 highlighters in there, which unfortunately I'm not going to be using those today because I want to try out my new one from Fenty, but I am going to use a blush from this palette. But first I do need to bronze. I nearly forgot to bronze, so I'm just really quickly going to bronze using Hoola Light. Just trying to think what else I can update you about in my life. I mean, I'm just pretty much not even going to try and act like I've been being really productive. I have just been playing World of Warcraft. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. I've put in so many hours throughout my holidays, but I guess like that's my, playing games is my happy place. And now that I'm kind of feeling a little bit better, I'm trying to wean off a little bit, do a little bit more like normal stuff. So this is a funny story for you guys. Hold on, I'll tell you in a sec. I just need to put this down to tell you the story. So if you saw my video, my haul, I bought this planner. Hold on. Well, it's not a planner, it's a notebook, but I bought this moleskin notebook to do my bullet journaling in. So anyway, I opened it up and then I realized that it's 2 squares too small. So all of the spreads that I normally do wouldn't have fit in it. So immediately I was turned off. I was like, oh, I don't really want to use it. I was like, but I'm going to make it work. And then I flipped through a few pages and I like write down what I want to do on each page. I turn back, and this part's kind of gross. There's freaking blood on my planner and it came from me. It was on my thumb. But then I checked my whole body and I wasn't bleeding from anywhere at all. There was no like cuts. It was blood from, not blood from my body, but it was my blood because there couldn't have been blood inside the book. It wouldn't have been wet. It would have been dried, but it was on my finger. It was so bizarre. So anyway, there's like bloody fingerprints in my new planner, which is disgusting, I know, but I literally was not bleeding. Maybe it was my lips, but there was no blood on my body. I couldn't figure it out. And anyway, that really just turned me off of it, so I went and I ordered a new planner. I bought a Scribbles That Matter bullet journal from Amazon. I'll leave it linked off down below, but I will do a setup video when I get it, or I'll do like a walkthrough or something once I order, once it comes in. So it should be in a couple of weeks. So for now I'm just doing to-do lists and stuff. So yeah, I just thought I'd tell you that story because it really cracks me up. Now going into the palette, I don't really know which colour to use. I think I'm gonna, oh, you can rip it out. Oh, can you see I didn't manage to rip it? Okay, phew, I thought it was gonna be a big drama. Anyway, I don't know which colour to use. I kind of like the look of this one here called Authentic. It's like a dusty pink kind of colour. I'm gonna use the same medium face brush from XO Beauty. I've just dusted it off, so there's no bronzer. Just gonna pop this on. It's a pretty shade. It's really pigmented. Ah! Haven't worn blush in pretty much months, but I bought this palette to push me back into using blushes, and I really love the Amazonian Clay formula of blushes. I have one, I don't know what the shade is, but it's like the brownish neutral one, and I absolutely adore it. So when I saw this palette, I was like, I need to buy it. I don't think the one that I have is in here, which is good, but anyway. I am just going to swatch Worthy, which is the highlighter, because I want to know what it looks like. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to be tempted. I am going to use the Fenty one like I said, but this is probably going to be my everyday palette because I can do any blush shade, and then there's two highlighters. Although, hold on, I can't get into it. Although I think that the other highlight, let me swatch it. Oh, it's actually not that dark. In the pan it looks like it's going to be really, really gold, but when you swatch it, it's actually only like maybe one shade darker than the other one. So I actually probably could pull that one off. Yay, I kind of thought that shade was a write-off, so I'm really happy that I can wear it. Because I thought if there's only one shade in a palette of 12 or 10, however many are in here, that I can't use, it's still worth it. But now that I can use all of them, I'm very excited. I'm super excited to be trying out my first Fenty Beauty product. This is the Kilowatt Freestyle Highlighter in Metal Moon, and it just looks like this. It's the very, very white highlighter. And I picked this up because I couldn't get one of the duos, and I just thought, why not? I love a bright highlight. So let's see how it goes. I have swatched it both in store and in this pan, and I really, really like the way that it looks. So hopefully it translates nicely to the cheeks. Where is it? Hello? It's very subtle. I'm actually really shocked that it's not that intense, considering what Trophy Wife looks like. Not that I wanted it to be that Trophy Wife intense, but I was expecting more than this. I'm not disappointed, I'm just a little bit confused how one product can be so like crazily reflective and then this one is not. Don't get me wrong, it's pretty, but it's just not quite as show-stopping as I was anticipating. So this is 5 coats, and do keep in mind that this brush is super sheer, but normally I would get more out of it, but I've done like 5 passes and now it looks really like pip-ow, but then when you're front on it's not too frosty, so I actually do like it. I am just going to bronze a little bit down my neck. I don't know if the foundation oxidized or if I put too much bronzer on, but my face just looks a little bit darker than my neck. It's not darker than my body, it's just I have like a white neck. Like not even a pale neck, my neck is literally white. It's so fair. So this is the last new makeup product. No it's not, I lied, I've got 2. Haha! I've got the Urban Decay Liquid Moon Dust eyeshadow in Chemtrail, which looks like this. Is this not the freaking prettiest thing you have ever seen? I bought this because I wanted like a glittery eyeshadow, and the Stila Magnificent Metal Glitter and Glows, or whatever they're called, don't go this light. I wanted a really, really light colour, so I picked this one up. I haven't tried it yet on the eye, so it better work. I bought that with the intention of using it all over the lid, or the first half of the lid, or even just in the inner corner or on the lower lash line. I just know I'm going to get so much use out of it. I also picked up this Huda Beauty Smoky Obsessions palette. I have used this. I wore this on Halloween, so if you saw Halloween, what the heck? I used this on New Year's Eve, so if you've seen my selfie from New Year's Eve on my Instagram, if you haven't, you should go check it out. Pew pew. I was wearing this palette. So it's really stunning, really pigmented. It makes me sad that I couldn't get the other palettes, because I know there's like a Smoky Obsessions, a Warm Obsessions maybe, and a colourful one. I wish I had have gotten those, but they were out of stock when I went to go buy it. So anyway, I'm just going to start by putting this shade here all through the crease, and I might also pop it on the lid because I think I'm just going to do a really natural look, and then I'm just going to go ham with the Liquid Moon Dust eyeshadow. As you can see, it's super pigmented. You need barely any product to get like really decent pigmentation. I think the thing that kind of really convinced me to get these is when I saw these online, I thought they were going to be tiny, but it's a small palette, but these are the same sort of size pans you'd get in a regular eyeshadow palette, but they're just squeezed together into a smaller compact size. I don't know about the size of them in the Huda palettes because I've never tried a Huda beauty palette, but in the like Anastasia palette they're at the same size. This is just so convenient. I think I actually may order the warm one online because I really love this. I'm going to grab that middle shade there. It's not super duper warm, it's more of like a neutral undertone, but I'm just going to put that a little bit lower in the crease, not taking it up as high as that first shade, just for a little bit more dimension. With a pencil brush I'm just going to take that same shade and I'm going to smudge it underneath my lower lash line, just to make sure that it's looking nice and smoky. I like a good smoky lower lash line. Just going to pack a little bit of that same shade in the outer corner just to sort of tie it all together. It's going to look really messy until I blend it, but that's okay. I will blend it. By the way, the brushes that I've been using for my eyes, it's my Ray Ray brushes from BH Cosmetics. I do still love all of my other brushes. These ones are just in my everyday makeup area, and that's what I mainly pick from now. I have all of my other makeup stored in my cupboard. I'm just going to pack that light brown shade across my whole lid just so that it's an even base, and then I'm going to go in with the Liquid Moon Dust shadow on top. I just don't want it to be patchy because I feel like on this eye I didn't blend down quite as low, so I just want to make sure that it's all a cohesive base, and then I'm going to go in with the liquid shadow. So this look as it is actually really pretty. I love a good matte eye, so I would actually wear it like this by itself, but I do want to try this out today. So yeah, like I said, this is in the shade Chemtrail, and it does have a little brush on the end. This one looks a little bit gluggy actually. Ugh. Let's do this. I'm so excited. I'm going to start with the inner corner. Oh yes, this is exactly what I wanted. Just going to apply this onto my eye. So it's not quite as vibrant as the Stila ones. The Stila ones are like shine baby shine. This is a little bit less so. With the second layer it looks a little bit more shiny, but it also looks a little bit thicker. So I guess it depends on what you want. I still think that it's extremely pretty though, and I love how bright it is compared to the ones from Stila. At least the ones that I've seen, they're not this light and bright. So my camera died just like I said it would right when I was doing my glittery eyeshadow, but hopefully I got some of it in there. I like the way that it turned out. It wasn't quite as pigmented as I was hoping, so I think next time that I did it I would put it underneath a really bright base, whereas with the Stila ones you don't need to do that because they're super pigmented. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just apply a little bit more darkness into the crease. So I'm going to take that same shade that we used before, but I'm just going to intensify it. I don't want it to be too dark, but I just want it to be a little bit more than what it is right now. I just want to say that that shampoo and conditioner that I got the other day is so good. The one by the brand Make, I really like it. My hair is so shiny, as you guys can hopefully see. It's really shiny and it's so soft and so smooth, and I feel like it actually made my hair dry even straighter than it normally does, which seems weird, and it has a lot of volume, like it did what it promised basically, so I'm really hyped about that. I'm going to take my huge It's My Ray Ray BH brush and I'm just going to blend all along the edge of my eyeshadows and along my brow bone, just to make sure that there are no harsh lines. I do like how subtle this eyeshadow is, but I think if I had have used, say, that shade underneath, it would have been like crazy. I kind of regret not doing that, but it's okay, I still like it. I'm going to put a little bit of my NYX Wonder Pencil on my waterline, because you guys know I do not like a dark waterline, I like a bright waterline. Like, even if I'm wearing a smoky eye, I'm still going to do a bright waterline, because I just think my eyes look too small when I do a dark one, you know? And then of course I just need to add some mascara to finish the eyes off. I'm going to be using my Benefit Roller Lash because it is my favourite mascara. So I've decided that this highlighter is not enough, so I'm actually just going to use a flat brush, or like this, I don't know what this brush is called, but it's sort of like got a little paddle, I guess, like a powder paddle brush. I'm going to pack it on because I want it to be high impact. That is more like it, okay. It's all about the brush that you use with this, because that looks way more intense. Okay. I'm not angry about it anymore. I was a little bit angry for a second there, but now I'm good. To finish off the look, I'm just going to use my favourite lip colour of the moment, which is Jeffree Star Christmas Cookie. I got mine from makeup.co.nz. I don't know if it'll still be in stock because it was a Christmas shade, but just use any nude pink lip if you're trying to recreate this, which I doubt you are because it's pretty unexciting, but anyway. So this is the finished look. I really like the way that it turned out. I will say, however, that I don't think that today was the best day to have done my makeup for a video, if that makes sense. I didn't realise until I started putting makeup on, but my skin is so dry. Like, oh my gosh, like help me. Put me in a vat of oil, like my skin needs some moisture in its life. So my skin is pretty dang dry. So if I look up close, like there's dry patches on my forehead and around my nose, but it's like, girl just needs to exfoliate kind of thing. But other than that, I really like the foundation. I like the highlight now that I've packed it on. The blush palette was beautiful. I know already that I love the eyeshadows, and I'm not sure how I feel about the liquid moon dust eyeshadows. Like, I like them, but I do still think that the Stila ones are better for like a similar product. I hope that you guys enjoyed this chatty first impressions kind of video. I was going to do a full formal one on the foundation, but it was too late today to do it, and I'm really glad that I didn't because it would have been a flop because my skin is so dry. It's almost impossible to judge a foundation if your skin isn't in good condition. Please let me know which one of these products you think worked the best, or which one of these products you would most like to try. And if you did like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up because it helps me out so much. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the weekend with a weekly vlog. Bye!